Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Savannah Chrisley ready to throw punches. Gloves off. Todd and Julie Chrisley's daughter Savannah is ready to throw punches. In a cryptic update to her Instagram stories, she recently announced the gloves were off. Unfortunately, she did not clarify who she was ready to square off with. Fans, however, didn't hesitate to take to Reddit and share theories on who she had beef with. Savannah Chrisley ready to throw punches, gloves off. Per a thread on Reddit, Savannah Chrisley got pretty dark on her Instagram stories recently. Turns out she has beef with someone. Implying she was ready to throw punches, she noted that the gloves were off. The OP of the thread asked if anyone else saw her Instagram stories update. Likewise, they asked if anyone knew who Savannah was feuding with. This OP proceeded to share their theories on who it could be. The OP added the post could also be about her boyfriend Robert Shivrand, his ex-wife. After all, it was recently reported that his wife was allowed to come back to the United States. Chrisley knows best fans chime in. The thread was upvoted just shy of 24 times by fans who were interested in who Savannah might have beef with. Given the timing, her post could have been about her parents' recent big legal win and a huge payday. Fans, however, know her sister Lindsay has been posting a lot of bizarre things on her Instagram stories lately, so fans wonder if Lindsay and Savannah might be in the middle of something right now. Here's what fans had to say about Savannah's post. I think it's something with Lindsay. She posted some weird posts about having a doozy of a day. Her last post also didn't go like she thought it would. A lot of comments call her out and stuff and saying your parents did the crime so they need to do the time. Also saying she is the 1%, and Sure replied, not anymore. I have a feeling it's Lindsay. On Lindsay's podcast Coffee Convos, she said someone close to her attacked her therapy journey and attacked her having boundaries. Some fans speculated her beef could be with some of her followers. Turns out, she recently got into it with fans who gave her a thumbs down on having any sympathy for her situation involving her parents being behind bars. The Chrisley mansion buzzed with an energy that hadn't been felt in months. Since Todd and Julie Chrisley's legal woes had reached their crescendo, the family had been struggling to find their footing, grappling with public scrutiny and personal heartbreak. Savannah Chrisley, however, had reached her limit. This wasn't a quiet storm brewing, it was a full-blown hurricane, and Savannah was at its epicenter. Gloves off, Savannah muttered to herself as she paced the marble floors of the family living room, her bare feet slapping against the cold surface. I'm done playing nice. Her usually polished demeanor had given way to raw emotion. Gone was the carefully curated Instagram persona, the Southern belle with perfect hair and a radiant smile. What stood in her place was a woman ready to fight, not just for her family but for her own sense of justice. Chase, lounging on the leather couch with his signature smirk, watched his sister with a mix of amusement and mild concern. You sure about this, Sav? Once you start swinging, there's no going back. Savannah stopped pacing, her icy blue eyes narrowing at her brother. Chase, have you ever seen me back down from a fight? Chase chuckled, raising his hands in mock surrender. Fair point, but this is next level. You're talking about going toe-to-toe with people who have nothing to lose. Trolls, tabloids, ex-business partners, they'll come for blood. Let them, Savannah snapped. Her voice, usually measured and sweet, was now sharp, each word cutting through the room like a blade. She had spent the past year biting her tongue, issuing carefully worded statements, and turning the other cheek. But the constant barrage of lies, the twisted narratives about her parents and family, had worn her down. What stung the most were the attacks on her character, insinuations that she was complicit, spoiled, or oblivious. The final straw came last week when an anonymous source claimed that Savannah had been secretly funding her parents' legal battles with stolen money. The headline had been splashed across every tabloid and gossip site, complete with a grainy, out-of-context photo of Savannah holding a designer handbag. What they don't understand, Savannah said, her voice thick with emotion, is that this isn't just about me or even mom and dad. It's about our name, our legacy. They're trying to erase everything we've built, everything we stand for. Chase stood, his smirk fading. I get it, Savannah. But what's the plan here? You gonna start throwing punches, literally or figuratively? Savannah crossed her arms, her jaw set. Both, if I have to. Chase groaned, running a hand through his messy hair. You've been watching too much WWE with Grayson. At the mention of their younger brother, Savannah's expression softened for a moment. Grayson had taken the family's turmoil especially hard, retreating into himself. Savannah knew she had to be strong not just for herself, but for him and their niece Chloe, who deserved a childhood freed from the shadow of scandal. I'm serious, Chase, Savannah said, her voice steady now. I've got a plan. I'm going to speak out my way. No PR filters, no scripted interviews. I'm going live on social media tomorrow night. I'm naming names, calling out the lies, and setting the record straight. Gloves off. Chase's eyebrows shot up. Live? Are you sure that's a good idea? You know the internet's a dumpster fire, right? You're basically lighting the match. Savannah smiled, but there was no humor in it. Then let it burn. I'm done letting other people control the narrative. This time it's my voice, my truth. The next evening, Savannah sat in her bedroom, her phone propped up on a tripod. The room was uncharacteristically tidy, a stark contrast to her turbulent emotions. She had spent hours preparing, writing notes, rehearsing, deleting half of what she had planned to say. When the clock struck 8:00 p.m., Savannah took a deep breath and hit the Go Live button. Within seconds, thousands of viewers flooded the stream. Comments poured in, some supportive, some skeptical, and others downright cruel. Savannah ignored them, focusing on the camera as if it were a trusted confidant. Hi, everyone, she began, her voice calm but laced with determination. I know there's been a lot said about my family about me, and I think it's time I address it head on. No scripts, no PR teams, just me, talking to you. She paused, letting her words sink in. First, let's get one thing straight. I have never and will never do anything illegal to support my family. The accusations being thrown around are baseless and frankly disgusting. My parents' legal battles are their own, and while I support them emotionally, I've never crossed any lines to help them financially. To those spreading these lies, I see you, and I will not stay silent. Her voice grew stronger as she continued, addressing everything from the tabloid rumors to the personal attacks on her character. I've worked hard to build my own career, my own life. Yes, I come from privilege, but I've never taken it for granted. And I'll be damned if I let anyone diminish what I've accomplished because of their own jealousy or hatred. As she spoke, Savannah felt a weight lifting from her shoulders. The words poured out, raw and unfiltered. She wasn't just defending herself, she was reclaiming her power. By the time she ended the live stream an hour later, Savannah felt a strange mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. She knew her words would spark more controversy. But for the first time in months, she didn't care. She had said her piece, and that was enough. In the days that followed, the fallout was both predictable and surprising. The tabloids twisted her words, but her fans rallied behind her. Even some of her harshest critics admitted that Savannah's bravery was commendable. Savannah sat in the living room one morning, scrolling through her phone. Chase walked in, holding a mug of coffee. Well, he asked, flopping onto the couch beside her. Savannah smirked, showing him the screen. #GlovesOff is trending. Chase laughed, shaking his head. You really did it, didn't you? Savannah leaned back, a satisfied smile playing on her lips. Damn right I did, and this is just the beginning. As the Chrisley siblings sat in their sprawling yet quieter home, one thing was clear. Savannah wasn't just ready to throw punches, she was ready to win the fight.